sports fans around this big, beautiful blue marble we call Earth in whatever city you may live in. Welcome to episode 178 of the VWU Sports Podcast. I am, of course, the owner and founder of the bar, Mr. Jacob B. You can call me Jake the Snake, JB. Doesn't matter what you call me. Just don't call me late for dinner. I'm being joined, as always, by my co-host and barkeep, first and foremost, Mr. Brandon C.
Yep.
Yeah, it looks like he's still trying to get the Sandman's dust out of his eyes. I don't blame him. I've been having it for weeks. I'm also being joined by the HNIC himself, Mr. C. Carter. We're also being joined by our regulars, first and foremost from the West Coast, Mr. Matty Dangerously.
Hi, boy.
Yeah,
Really?
hi, boy, as well. Hey, nothing wrong. Hey, we don't have a cat here saying no, boy, so we can say it. Anyways, we're also being joined from the East Coast by the Savage Man himself, Mr. Jamal Bedlam. Anyways,
he's here.
we got a lot to talk about. We got a lot to talk about on this. The 10th of June, 2025, the second Tuesday of June, the month of summer, the month of rain, depending on who you ask. Well, let's not waste any more time. Let's get into the action right now. Anyway, yes, we're kicking off with the NFL because the NFL offseason decided to kick up another gear with all these free agent signings and mini camps kicking off. So let's not waste any time.
Absolutely. But first and foremost, the worst kept secret has finally been revealed. Aaron Rodgers is in Pittsburgh.
Yes, literally, it is the worst kept secret in American football history. Aaron Rodgers has decided, after much grandstanding, hot dogging, and showboating, and whatever it needs to stroke his fragile ego, he has decided now to sign with the Pittsburgh Steelers on a one year deal.
1 year, around $13.95 million.
Yeah, it sounds like that.
Yeah, there is some incentives in that contract that could push up to $19 million before the season's over.
So a $6 million incentive
I'm
bonus is on stamp.
Yeah, I was about to say, I'm just questioning why. Why Pittsburgh? You waited this long. You could have drafted more Sanders.
No, they aren't the reason. He is the reason. They chose this sword. They also drafted Will Howard, but that's kind of besides the point. Aaron Rodgers gets to do what Aaron Rodgers does best. He can stall for as much time as he wants to because, he's Aaron Rodgers, even though he hasn't played like peak Aaron Rodgers in a long time. Yeah, I know he had a decent season with the Jets, but it's also the Jets. What are we really expecting out of all of this?
Yeah.
And it also doesn't help that T.J. Watt has not been showing up to practice.
Yeah, that's not good either.
No, he hasn't.
Hold on, gentlemen. I was about to say, hold on. I think he's still holding out on a contract extension.
I was about to say, it's probably
from what I've been hearing from Yahoo Sports, they're actually, concern levels in Pittsburgh is showing concern. In fact, he has not showed up to mandatory minicamp in Pittsburgh, so it's not good. It's not good for Pittsburgh's defense if TJ Watt decided to no show because of contract disputes.
Yes, because he's entering the final year of his current contract. He also skipped OTAs earlier in the offseason as he attempted to negotiate a new deal. Fact being, Steelers head coach Mike Tomlin said, "Certainly we like him to be here, but certainly not surprised by where we are. We expect his desire to get the business done. He has as well, and so we'll continue to work. We've been here before." Okay, then. That's nice to know.
Your defense is so expensive, and yet y'all haven't won a playoff game in damn near 10 years. What are we doing?
Because as they always say, good.
How do you expect this? How do you expect to be a great team when you can't win when you need it to win? How long does your fan base have to wait for you guys to win a playoff game?
I feel
like they've been
I was about to say, hold on, Jacob. I just want to point this out. Let's just check. Let's check back on the Castle de Rogers and check and see how he's taking it.
Guys, guess what? What? You're never gonna believe this, but attention, everyone. I have an announcement to make. Where'd those trumpets come from? Oh, for the love of God. Aaron Rodgers, 4-time NFL MVP and Super Bowl champion. Oh, we don't have to talk about the Super Bowl win. Is he really gonna do this? I will be signing with the Steelers of Pittsburgh. Yeah, we know. We've known since like March. He told you guys before he told me? I know this comes as a shock to everyone. No one. And everyone now expects this team to go to the Super Bowl. Be blown up by week 9. I can't wait to get to work. After training camp, which I'm still debating whether or not I want to go to. Now that I think about it, this actually changes a lot. Exactly! Now, instead of going 8-9, you'll go 8-1. At least this storyline is finally over and we can just move on. Hi, I'm unhappy with my situation in Washington and might request a trade. What was that? God damn it.
No surprise there.
Oh, that's a whole can of worms in itself, but that's not the only thing going on at the training minicamp chaos. Trey Hendrickson, Shamar Stewart. The Bengals are not doing the logical thing and, paying their people.
Nope.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's a report on that. Hold on, let me explain because
go ahead.
Ari Maywav tweeted this on X that Bengals rookie defensive end Shamar Stewart will not practice doing mandatory minicap as the team and his team reps have yet to finalize contract language. Dang. This means the Bengals will be without both Trey Hendrickson, he's not in attendance at all, and Stewart, who is watching from the stands. In fact, Stewart even said this: "I'm not asking for nothing y'all have never done before, but y'all just want to win arguments more than winning games, in my opinion."
Oof. Ooh.
Yeah.
He knows where he's aiming with his shots.
Yeah.
Seems like it.
He's not wrong because look at Cincinnati right now.
You have the offense.
High power offense, Swiss cheese defense.
And that's a problem because how do you expect anyone to not take Baltimore to win the division when, one, you got the most expensive defense falling all over themselves with a mediocre offense. Then you have a high-powered offense with a defense that's inconsistent. How do you expect any team that's not the Ravens to win that division? How? This is beginning to turn into Dookie Mountain, low key.
Yeah, and that's sad.
Yeah, jeez. Where's Egg and Allen when you need them?
That's not the Steelers and the Bengals that I recognize. I thought these teams had heart. I thought these teams had energy.
I was about to say, Jamal, you're not even going to recognize Cleveland at this point, are you?
Why would I recognize a team that literally is a walking clown show?
I see your point.
You signed two QBs. You signed 2 running backs. Nick Chubb is now a Texan. Like, what are we doing here?
Well, I think it's said to assume, fellas, the Browns have a new team name, the Cleveland Pokemon, because they're sure as heck catching them all. I mean, QBs. I mean,
oh, by the way, the QB that's winning so far, Shedeur Sanders. I wonder why.
Yeah.
You know what? I have nothing to say on that, honestly.
Now
it's almost like picking him in the 5th round actually pissed him off and motivated him to go, oh, okay. So y'all wanted to do this. Fine. I'm your problem now. I'm winning this spot, whether you want me to or not.
Well, speaking of Shedeur Sanders, he's getting, according to ESPN, they're saying that he's getting fewer snaps, fewer practice reps. And instead, looking to take advantage of every opportunity he gets. That's a good way of putting it. That's a good attitude. Life is just based on how you view different things. He said,
enough.
"Well, you can view things you can view things as you're not getting reps in a negative way, or you can view it as, okay, when it's my time to get out there, let's be proactive and let's get warm, let's get going. So there's no excuse, because when you get out there, nobody cares how many reps you get whenever you get in the game. Nobody cares if you took a snap before. Everybody cares about production. So that's the main thing when you get out there. You got to be able to produce. Hey, that's a great attitude.
Hey, I respect that. I respect that from Shador. Honestly, I respect that. He's finally knowing what to do, getting some lessons going through, and we're finally seeing and maybe soon we'll finally get to see the talent that we know that's there with Shador Sanders. Okay.
Now, over in Green Bay, we had a release that pretty much, well, not shocked too many people, but I guess they tried to trade him. They tried to trade him. They just couldn't. So they just simply gave him the boot. Jair Alexander.
Jair Alexander. He wanted a better contract with the boys in Green Bay. Green Bay said no, and they were like, fine, just fine. Can you try to trade me? No. Then okay, fine. Put me in free agency. Like, all right, fine, boot.
Well, I think the thing of it is that the main reason they're in the situation that they're in is, I think the Packers felt that Alexander is kind of like injury prone.
He hasn't played a full season in 3 years.
Yeah,
I don't blame Green Bay for not wanting to take a chance, because again, we don't know if you can play a full season. That's kind of a problem.
Yeah, it's kind of hard for them to trust you if you can't go more than a couple games without blowing something up off your body.
Now, it's a little bit easier said than done. I mean, this is the NFL we're talking about.
True.
Yeah, but we also just saw J.K. Dobbins do a whole season without getting hurt. So
That's
I mean,
true.
And speaking of J.K. Dobbins, a good transition there, Jamal. J.K. Dobbins has just actually got signed. He's actually going to the Mile High City. He's going to be joining the Denver Broncos, believe it or not.
Oh, look at that! Look at that! The AFC West borrowing a Ravens running back.
and believe it or not, and a former Charger, so he's going back home. Sort of.
I said what I said.
Yeah,
I think
let me also switch back to Mr. Alexander for a second, because I'm pretty sure there's a whole lot of teams. Even though some think that he is injury prone, he is 28 years old. So
he's still in his prime. So if anything, if he can work on his resiliency, he could be a heck of a key component with any team that naps him up at free agency.
That's true. But let's just check out the NFL's reaction to what happened.
The offseason has been quiet. We're releasing Jair. After all that, you're just releasing him. Would you pay any draft picks for him? I wouldn't even pay you in guitar picks. My point exactly. Now, would anyone care to spare a corner? Do you want... Not Jalen Ramsey. Oh, come on. What other options do you have? We just let an aging and expensive diva corner go. Why would we just bring in another one? Because this aging, expensive diva corner isn't injury prone. I'll take our chances with our undrafted free agent corners. I totally understand why Green Bay is releasing Jair, especially when you consider his injury history. See, Houston gets it. Oh, and we're signing Nick Chubb. Did you not listen to yourself 5 seconds ago? But I guess to you, there's a difference because Chubb is an aging, injury-prone running back. Because those always pan out. We figured we were able to revitalize one AFC North running back, so why not try to do it again? Can you guys stop creating misery for our franchise for just 1 year? And that was pretty funny too. How did you just get that on camera? That was how'd that happen?
Whoops! Blooper reel. First off, blooper reel. Second off, that was a surprise. That was a surprise. Houston decided to get themselves some grub and got themselves Nick Chubb from Cleveland.
I think it's a very interesting signing. And yes, we know Nick Chubb blew out his ankle. It was part of his body
ACL.
last season.
It,
Yeah,
it was his ACL. It was an ACL tear. It wasn't an ankle injury.
thank you. So it'd be very interesting to see how he'll do in Houston.
Honestly, with that offensive scheme, I think it could work best for Nick, and he's got C.J. Stroud under center. I think he can. I think with that offensive coordinator, he might be getting himself a lot more touches in the AFC South, and it's going to be a good AFC South battle between him.
Do you think it's possible that with the way Houston's running, and with Nick Chubb signing, do you think this could be a big comeback for him?
I think
It's
this could be
very
a bounce back. I think this
hard,
might be
hard to say considering how stiff the AFC is, and considering Kansas City is still the team to beat in the AFC.
true. We'll have to see.
And
We'll have to see
hold
how
on.
that pans off once kickoff looms.
Yeah, also we have to keep hold on, Jacob. I think also keep this in mind. Man, you have to look at the AFC South in general. Well,
Yeah.
number one, Indianapolis quarterback Adrian Richardson.
Yeah,
Anthony
Richardson.
Richardson.
Yeah, Anthony Richardson. Yeah, Anthony
thank you.
Richardson. He's dealing with an injury of his own, and
Shoulder.
A shoulder injury. They just did another evaluation, but from sources, he might not be playing on the season opener.
Well,
I highly doubt he was winning against Daniel Jones, even with that shoulder.
oh dear. Cody's gonna be pouring a hard one before this is over. I think.
Yeah,
Also,
I'm surprised he's not in the live chat reacting to on what happened, but it is what it is.
Yeah, but also let me also bring this up. You gotta look at Tennessee and with Cam Ward, he's getting ready to make his debut. So
Yeah.
being able to see how he'll do. So and of course Jacksonville, can't forget about Trevor Lawrence and them. But I think adding Nick Chubb to the Texans roster probably might, give them another AFC South division title. But that's as far as I'm going. Because as
I
Jamal
don't think
brought
they're
up,
going to do
hold
far in
on,
the
Jacob.
playoffs, but you never know.
Yeah,
like
I
we
said,
said,
hold on, Jacob. As Jamal brought up, the AFC South is still a very tough conference. Still very, very tough. So, but I give the Texans the AFC South divisional title. That's as far as I'm going.
Yeah, that's as far as we can go because you never know. Because with how tough the AFC is, you never know what could happen. Like we always say, any given Sunday.
Yeah. Now, also, the Colts they're keeping the team in the family, of course, naturally.
We actually have confirmed reports that the ownership of the Indianapolis Colts is staying with the Irsays, and they're going to be going to Jim Irsay's daughters.
Yeah,
believe it or not.
Yes, his oldest daughter is going to be like the governor of the team because
the owner, the
principal owner.
The principal owner. The middle daughter, I think, is going to be the general manager.
No, she's not going to be the general manager. She probably might be the CEO.
Yeah, the CEO, and I think the youngest daughter is going to be the GM.
No, the president.
Oh, the president? Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I think let me just go ahead and bring this up because it'll be time for us to move on to the next topic. So far in this offseason in the NFL, very, very interesting. Let me just bring up back college football for just a quick sec. Week 1 of college football, as you know, college game day is going to be in Columbus, Ohio. For Lee Corso's final broadcast for college game day.
It's good. Yeah, we have the date, we have the location, and it's a full circle moment. That the headgear tradition started in Columbus, and it's gonna retire in Columbus with Lee. It's kind of a fitting.
Yeah. So we're looking at. Let me just bring this up real quick. When Texas plays against Ohio State, I do believe that's going to be on the. Yes, it's going to be on the 30th. It's going to be August the 30th. When Texas plays against Ohio State, and
we have our date.
And college game day will be in Columbus for Lee Corso's Swan Song.
It's going to be. It's going to be a bitter.
He's a great analyst. You know, Father Time will catch up to you eventually. So Father
He's
Time,
undefeated for a reason.
yeah, that passed him a long time ago.
And another thing too, he's been a hell of a coach with Indiana back in his day.
He coached with Florida State. He was an alma mater with alma mater. Yeah, he had an alma mater with Florida State. He loved Ohio State to the bitter end. You know.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah,
so safe to say there's not gonna be a dry eye in Columbus when college game day rolls through.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and switch topics.
Before you conclude,
yeah,
Lamar Jackson also missed OTAs, but I'm not even remotely worried about it. Mostly because, that's a him thing. If he want to miss out on money, that sounds like a him problem. I just hope he don't miss out on playoff games because Lord knows he gets those allegations a lot.
yeah.
Now you may proceed.
Yeah. Allegation that he doesn't show up when it counts.
Well, he shows up more than Justin Herbert. Now we can proceed.
Yeah.
Ow. All right, let's get on to our next topic. Ow.
Yeah.
Let's get on to the diamond as we're going through the month of June as the dog days of summer is about to be upon us in the MLB.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Give me a quick sec. But before we do discuss what's been going on, it's time for us to play another round of
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let us introduce
who's
our latest
the dumb
contestant
motherfucker
on
this
Fuck Around. Introduce yourself.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for us to discuss about what a rookie should have kept his mouth shut. Hunter Dobbins is our next contestant.
Oh, there we go.
Now, Hunter Dobbins, the right-hander rookie from the Boston Red Sox, a lifelong Red Sox fan, from Texas, and he was the team's starting pitcher this past Sunday. And he told the Boston Herald on Saturday that he'd rather retire if the Yankees were the last team to give him a contract. Well, Aaron Judge had a look of, and I took that seriously because that Sunday evening, wouldn't you know it, Aaron Judge hit a home run right off him.
Let's just say first at bat, he literally knocked the cover off of it.
Yeah. So now,
in
don't
the
get me
words
wrong.
of Cat Williams, he really shouldn't be talking shit.
Yeah.
I hate the Yankees, but yeah, that's what happens.
Yep. Now, don't get me wrong. The Red Sox did beat the Yankees 11-7 Sunday, but the last thing you want to do is you want to give your opponent some ammo or bulletin board material for them to pump them up and get ready to beat the living daylights out of you. Just gotta be careful. Make your
speaking of getting the daylights beaten out of them, Atlanta.
Always remember. Keep your words soft and sweet because you might have to eat them later.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead, Brandon.
Atlanta, you had the D-backs right where you want them. Why would you let them beat you and score 7 runs in the final inning on your ass?
Oh, yeah. All you had to do was put the fries in the bag, and yet you let Arizona walk off on your asses.
Actually, no. It was a road game for Arizona. They played at Truist Field.
Hold on. Yeah, I think it was last Thursday. And Diamondbacks just, 11-10.
The Diamondbacks were down 10-4 heading into the 9th.
And they decided to score a touchdown on your asses. You fumbled.
Yeah.
Wait, you know what? It makes sense. Atlanta, you actually learned something. You learned from your neighbors across the way. You learned from your brothers in the Falcons. Congrats.
Yeah. Now, also, let me also go ahead and bring this up while we're in the neighborhood. Gotta take a quick trip to General Hospital because Aaron Nola.
We do have some new patients coming in.
Yeah, Aaron Nola, he's gonna be sidelined for a couple more weeks with a rib injury.
Ow.
Yeah, Aaron Nola, the former LSU Tiger, is out with a rib injury. That's not all. I gotta do some scrolling because I saw somebody out with out on the 10-day period as well.
Now, Matt Chapman is on the 10-day IL.
Yeah, that's also
right
Matt Chapman is out. Yeah, with his right hand getting hurt,
Francisco.
he's going to be on the 10-day IL.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so oof. Just goes to show you, baseball is really, really, really brutal. Especially if you're not prepared for it. Now, we got a call up to announce. The White Sox have recalled pitching prospect Grant Taylor from AA.
Yep, Grant Taylor making the jump. Congratulations.
Yep. So he's coming from AA Birmingham, and they designated
the
Birmingham Barons.
Yeah. And they designated
the Birmingham Barons, formerly the Birmingham. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was about to say they've also designated right-hander Bryce Wilson for assignment. So not bad, not too bad. Bryce Sox got to figure out where to start.
Congratulations! What a quick jump up from the Birmingham Barons, formerly of the Birmingham Black Barons. If you know your Negro League history.
Now, let me also bring this up while we're in the neighborhood. We also saw Roman Anthony.
He's the guy that got the call up after an infield. I think it was an outfielder that was out, or an infield out.
Yeah. So he made his debut at the age of 21 years old in 27 days, which made him the youngest Red Sox player to debut since Rafael Devers, who was 20 years old, and 274 days. Yeah, 20 years, 274 days old on July the 25th, 2017. Yes, this is a mouthful. He went hitless.
So let's see if this young gun can do any better on his call up.
That is true. Also, let me also go ahead and bring this up. As we get ready to head to the scores. Let me check this out real quick. Also, Corbin Burns is on his way to have season-ending surgery. Tommy John. So he's getting ready to have Tommy John surgery. So
I said with him, expect him to have a comeback in 2026. Just expect it, because we know what Corbin Burns is about.
Yes, that is true. I mean, you hate to see that, but he's got to have surgery. Got to have Tommy John surgery. It's not easy, but that happens. Sorry to say that. Anyway, let me go ahead and take a quick look at the scores this evening. Matter of fact, coming up in about 11 minutes over in Pittsburgh at PNC Park, we got the Marlins and the Pirates.
Ugh.
Yes, this is as ugly as you can get with this game between the Marlins and the Pirates. I mean, Marlins are 24-40. Pirates are 27-40. Man, something's got to give here.
That's just yuck city.
Yeah.
In fact, coming up at just a little bit. In fact, first pitch in just about 5 minutes. In 5 minutes, at Orioles Park, the Tigers making a little trip down over to Beemore to take on the Orioles.
Camden Yards.
Yep, at Camden Yards.
Yeah, at some point, Baltimore got to start getting a roll on, try to get back in this race. I mean, or else they're gonna get further and further behind. It get to the point to where we won't be able to catch up.
Nope.
They're 13 games behind. There is no catching up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also at 6:40, it's the Battle of Ohio at Progressive Field as Cleveland play host to their in-state rivals in Cincinnati, the Reds.
Let me just bring this up. Cody, just try to stay sober, buddy. That's all I'm asking. Just try to stay sober.
Smart man.
Yeah.
Well,
now, also coming up later on this evening, ladies and gentlemen, over in Citizens Bank. I was about to say, coming up over at Citizens Bank Park, we got the Cubs and the Phillies.
That's going to be an interesting matchup in of itself. The Cubbies and Phillies have themselves some really good records heading into tonight. In fact, in just 10 minutes till first pitch, so it's going to be a good matchup to see.
Absolutely. I mean, both these teams are doing very, very well so far.
Speaking of the record,
even though Philly just got through, just broke a recent losing streak, but he's trying to keep up with the Mets. Who would have thought? Who would have thought that we said that team is trying to keep up with the Mets? Man,
most definitely.
Those seasons.
Yeah, heading into the 6 o'clock game.
It's funny you brought up the Mets because
we'll get to that in a second. Starting off at 7:10 over at the Emerald, also known as Fenway Park, we got an AL East battle heating up, about to get getting ready as the Rays make the trip to Boston to take on the Red Sox.
You know something? You gotta give I gotta give Tampa Bay credit because we thought that the Rays would be struggling since they're playing in Steinbrenner Field instead of playing at Tropicana Field. But
it's like we need to put the talent there.
Yeah, I just want to put it this way. I mean, the team is good. Fans not showing up, but the team is good.
Well, I mean, they're not selling out Steinbrenner Field, but at least they're getting some good crowds.
That is true. That is
it's better than nothing.
True. Let me also go ahead and continue on. As Brandon is about to mention, coming up over at Citi Field, we got the Nationals and the Mets.
Yep.
Okay. For the Mets, you need to take a look at the starting rotation, specifically at 4 of them.
Yep.
Griffin Canning, Kodai Senga, Clay Holmes, and I forgot who was the third that I mentioned.
I know you'll get it.
Yeah, but those 4 pitchers, just look at their ERAs. 1.6, 2.8, 2.9, 2.95. Those numbers, all those first 4 starting pitchers, that hasn't been seen since 1985, and I showed that to Jacob through Instagram.
Think about that. 40 years since 4 of the 5 of the starting rotation with the Mets have together have an average below a 3 in an ERA. Think about that.
I was about to say that's going back to the days of Dale Strawberry.
And I'm glad you brought the segue.
Hold on, Brandon, I got a question. Was David Cohn a part of that squad too, or did he come years later?
I think it was years later.
I think this was the year before the Miracle, the second iteration of the Miracle Mets of 1986.
Exactly.
The classic.
Yeah.
It's funny you brought up Darryl Strawberry because I don't know if he's either excited or nervous, but I think we got a milestone watch here. Why? Pete Alonso.
Oh yeah, Pete Alonso. Yeah, Pete Alonso is chasing ghosts with his red hot bat as of late. The first baseman.
He's chasing the club record for most home runs hit by a Met. He just passed David Wright.
Yeah, he's chasing ghosts he's chasing ghosts for the home run record in Mets history.
Now then,
he's at 243. He needs 10 more to pass him.
Moving on, gentlemen. Coming up over at Kauffman Stadium. This game's gonna be on TBS. We got the Yankees and the Royals.
Good, interesting. Inter-league matchup right there. AL East versus AL Central at the House of the Fountains.
Mm-hmm.
Pay attention to the starting pitcher that's going to be up on the mound tonight. I'm talking about Max Fried.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting duel, to say the least. Max Fried getting the assignment for New York with a 1.78 ERA, but he's going up against KC's could-be ace, Noah Cameron, who's got a .85 ERA in just after 3 starts.
Well, I was saying, boy, he must really got on, but
I think he got more starts than that.
Well, I just want to point this. Well, hold on. I just want to point this out that can he contain that murderous road that the Yankees have in their batting order? That remains to be seen.
Murderer's Road 2.0. I like that. I like that. That's a good question. Can he keep that ERA down, or will Aaron Judge and his judges corner make the balls sing in the city of in the city of Fountains?
Also over at Target Field, we got the Rangers and the Twins.
Another intra-league matchup in the Twin Cities. Between the Rangers and the Twins. Twins are trying to close the gap between them and Detroit for the AL Central. They're only 7 games behind them, so a good win here tonight could help them out. Texas is in the same boat as them, along with Anaheim and Seattle, are basically trying to keep the claws going behind my Astros of Houston in the AL West.
That is true. Now, over in St. Louis at
take it away.
Yes, I am contractually obligated at a Busch Stadium. It's another interleague matchup as the AL East Toronto Blue Jays go over to St. Louis to take on the NL Central Cardinals.
Just want to point this out for this game's be very interesting. Cardinals trying to keep up with the Cubs and Blue Jays trying to keep up with the Yankees. So very intriguing matchup.
Both teams are at 36-30, so it's going to be a good matchup to say the least. For our Brewers fan, they are going to be in action tonight at Miller Park as they're going to go head to head with the Braves of Atlanta.
Well, I think that's going to be a very intriguing matchup. Atlanta got to do something because they're falling fast, and they got to get a move on and do something.
Yeah, I don't hear Yodley guy because he is falling hard.
This ain't cliffhangers, Jacob. Come on.
I know.
Also over at Dakin. Over at Dakin.
No, it's not Dakin. It's Daikin. You got to
Daikin. Over at Daikin Park.
It's a weird name in Houston.
I've actually now called it the AC unit because it makes sense. The Astros will be playing host to the Chicago White Sox as we welcome in the Weevil.
Yeah, just trying to find it.
Man, the White Sox. Oh God.
There it is.
Hey, dude, I gotta say.
Hey, girl, good to see you, buddy. The Astros will be playing host to the White Sox of Chicago. Yuck.
It's gonna be a mess. Yep.
Now, you want to see? Hold on, gentlemen. You want to see a mess? Over at Coors Field, we got the Giants and the Rockies.
Holy jeez.
Well, hey, Cody asked for it.
This is not a tank
the 12.
How many wins they have so far?
No, this is gonna be worse.
12.
Yeah, let me just point this out. The Rockies are 12-53.
That's another sweep coming to Colorado.
Let's not put the cart before the horse here. But also that starting pitcher.
Is that wrong though? Because if you look at the standings.
Well, hold on, Brandon. Hold on for a sec. Because their starting pitcher for tonight, Palmquist, 0-4 with an 8.50 ERA.
Yikes!
That's just wrong.
Yeah,
that's just wrong.
This is gonna be cool. It's gonna be one
of
those games.
That's just cruel and mitigated punishment right there. You're just torturing your fans at this point. Anyways, for the nightcap game, starting off with our first half of Cali ball over in Anaheim at Angel Stadium as the Angels play host to the Athletics.
Just want to point this out. Both these two teams are struggling in the AL West. Both of them.
Oh boy.
Yeah, both
Well,
Athletics and the Angels.
Los Angeles is sort of struggling, but wait, when I say that, oh my god! Well, Anaheim is sort of struggling, but then the
I would
Athletics
not.
are the Athletics.
Something tells me Jacob is gonna die on that hill. Even though now,
I'm not going anywhere near that,
Moreno
man.
his two.
now, also
Hey, I
over.
would not give
Hold on,
Moreno his two.
gentlemen. Over at Petco Park, another round of Cali ball. We got the Dodgers and the Padres.
Well, here we go again.
It is the brother battle. It is the brother battle as the big brother Dodgers head down south to take on the baby brother Padres. And I know Matt's going to be watching this with bated breath.
Well, they're going to keep bullying us all the time from the Dodgers.
Yeah, they are the reigning champs.
I was about to say, something tells me Matt doesn't like that little brother complex.
Well,
then rounding out the festivities at Chase Field in Arizona. I think Phoenix. I could be wrong.
It's Phoenix.
The Diamondbacks of Arizona will be. Yeah, thank you. It's interleague matchup as it's the Battle of the West in the interleague as the Diamondbacks of the NL will host the AL West Seattle Mariners.
And keep in mind, this is the second game because that last game, a grand walk-off happened.
Yeah, walk-off grand salami for Arizona to get the first win. So somebody's getting themselves a good Reuben. Anyways, we already got some games already going off already.
Sure
Baltimore,
Josh Naylor.
Baltimore and Detroit's getting their game underway. Pittsburgh and Miami's getting their game underway, and the Battle of Ohio is already getting underway as we speak.
Absolutely.
And before we go to the next thing, I gotta say, is Matt wrong on what he said about San Francisco though? Because let's be honest, San Francisco is right behind the Dodgers.
That's the thing.
If you look at the NL West.
Yeah, he's not wrong.
Yes, they are a game and a half behind. They're on the 5-game winning streak.
Yeah, and here's the thing: San Diego's half a game right behind San
Fran.
Right. So anything can happen. I mean, this is June, so and
we're not close. We're not close to the All-Star. We're getting closer and closer to the All-Star break. So we'll have to see what happens.
It's true. Well, anyway, folks, we're gonna go ahead and shift focus and change topic because there's a lot to talk about next. Now, in the hockey world, boy, last night the Oilers got punched in the mouth.
Not only did they get punched in the mouth, they lost some chiclets on this as well because Florida came in and decided to throw the gloves off in game 3 of the Stanley Cup Finals at Sunrise on Monday night.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean it just was not pretty, and Harko was going nuts.
He was.
He was pissed because he saw the Oilers he did not want to see on Monday night.
No, that was just not pretty. Panthers defeated the Oilers 6-1.
And it got so bad that we actually had a couple cases of fisticuffs during the game, and so much so that we actually had some game misconducts.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, we do have a penalty. As a matter of fact, Jake Wallman was fined $10,000 for a couple of incidents that happened in Game 3.
Damn.
First and foremost, Wallman was fined $5,000 for an incident involving Florida's bench during the second period. Wallman had his gloves stolen by Panthers winger A.J. Greer, who deposited the glove into the benches. Wallman responded by taking his water bottle and spraying a stream at Florida's players while standing at his own bench at least 4 times.
Wow.
Also, he was also fined $5,000 for roughing Florida's Matthew Tkachuk in the third period. He delivered a series of gloved punches to Tkachuk's head while the Panthers' winger's arms were being held by Edmonton defenseman John Klingberg. Since when did we turn into NHL Wall all of a sudden?
Yeah.
In the Stanley
I
Cup
get it.
final.
Emotions run high, but
Baba
whoa, hey, damn, that's our executive producer. Hey, say,
Man,
Oh, here he is.
yeah, I say, since when did we turn to the NHL Wall all of a sudden? Let me also continue. Wildman was
Talk about NHL?
Yep.
Yeah. Wildman was assessed a pair of minor penalties for roughing as well as a minor penalty for unsportsmanlike conduct. Wow.
It's the Stanley Cup Finals. You gotta go all out. Let's be honest here.
I mean, yeah, emotions run high, but sometimes you got to be careful when it boils over. You know.
It's true. I'm just stunned that
You were down like what, 5-1? What do you expect?
6-1.
Oh, 6-1.
When
When
you're trailing by 5 in the later stages of the game,
there's an
sometimes
issue.
you just let your
There's an
anger come
issue.
out.
Mm. And
And some tells me that anger. Go ahead.
Go ahead,
Sorry.
Jose.
Go ahead, Jacob. You first and me.
Okay.
All right. I was gonna say some tells me these emotions. This thing is not gonna end after what happened last night. Okay.
No, not at
Game
all.
4 is going to be looking very, very interesting on Thursday.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Here's the
Some
thing.
tells me tomorrow night. Tomorrow night is gonna be good. Thursday night is gonna be very fun.
Yeah. Now, as I said, Edmonton struck first blood. Panthers struck back.
Yeah.
Both two games were in double
On the
overtime.
Yep.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Game 3.
The unexpected
They got
beat
nasty.
down by Florida. Yeah.
Game 4, I'm hoping that Edmonton can strike back.
That's what we saw.
Because if not, then there's going to be a very big issue. Like a very big issue.
It would be.
Yeah, let me just bring this up real quick. Hold on, Jacob. Hold on, Jacob. Let me bring this up real quick because that was just not pretty last night. That needs to be Edmonton's wake-up
disgusting.
call. Yeah, that needs to be Edmonton's wake-up call.
Yeah, that should be.
You can't lose. Hold on, Jacob. You can't lose 6-1 and just do absolutely nothing at all. I mean, you gotta put up a fight somehow, or it's gonna be an OS.
No, that's
they did on the third period.
Yeah. Now I just want to point this out because there was some overtime.
Yeah, that should be the water to the.
There was 2 doubles.
Yeah, I was about to say. Yeah, I'm pretty sure during the game after game 1 went into overtime and game 2 went into double overtime.
Both of them were in double overtime, I believe.
I'm pretty sure they're going.
No. Game 1 was overtime.
Game 1 was overtime. Game 2 was double.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that they were saying. Yeah, I said. I was about to say, babe, and we got some more playoff hockey. We got playoff overtime coming in.
Oh no! Stop it!
Yeah, but
stop it.
Yeah,
it's inevitable. Okay, it's inevitable.
Yeah. Game 4 is going to be very, very interesting. Edmonton got to do something because the way how this team is, if they go down 3-1, this series is over. You know, I'm telling the God honest truth.
Yeah, they need a win. They need a win.
Yeah.
They need a win on Thursday to bring it back to Edmonton, evened up, and have me pull out Howie from Finkel from the basement. You know.
Yes, it should be very, very interesting. Let me also bring up a couple of news since we're in the hockey world. First and foremost, Peter DeBoer. Oh boy. You kind of knew this was coming. He did not have. He took the Stars to the conference finals. What 3 times?
Oh, that one. Yeah.
Yep.
And all 3 times they lose. So as a result, he lost his job. He's out.
He got fired.
Yep. He got the boot.
Peter DeBoer.
Yeah.
Also, and you have to apologize. We have to apologize for this because this flew right. We completely missed this. Brendan Shanahan is out in Toronto.
Yeah, Brandon Shanahan got the boot as well from his what's the word I'm looking for? Oh,
he was the executive. He was the executive for the Maple Leafs. And let's just put it this way. Let's put it this way. he doing his turn. Took the Maple Leafs to the playoffs, as the executive, brought in Austin Matthews, and John Tavares, from the Islanders. And they've been going to the playoffs, but all those times going to the playoffs, they only got the first round twice. Yeah. So and I'm pretty sure the Maple Leafs saying, okay, we need a new leader here. We need a new fresh voice in here. So we just gotta make a change here. So I don't know who's gonna be running the Maple Leafs now, but hopefully they will have to be able to at least get to the Stanley Cup Finals sometime this century. I guess they will have to see that. I mean, they don't want to put saying that they want to put here we are 2067. Then putting up a sign saying it's been 100 years since we won the Stanley Cup. So I'm pretty sure they want before they get to that point. Also,
you don't want to. I think it's time. You don't want to see the kids of Steve Dangle be pissed off as their dad was.
Yeah, we're children at this point, but I see a point. Now, also, hold on, Jacob. The Bruins have a new man.
Yep.
Marco Sturm.
Marco Sturm. Former
Marco Sturm is now the new taking the helm of the Bruins.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. As a matter of fact, let's see. How can I put this? He said this during his press conference. It says he brought about what happened. He was traded to Boston for the #1 draft pick and soon to be NHL MVP. Joe Thornton way back when, and then he was joking saying, "I mean, it wasn't my fault, right?" And then he said,
Boys Club.
"Yeah." He said, "I got here and it was difficult. I'm not going to lie. You read the paper or social media, or even you go on the streets, and people will let you know. But it also pushes you, and I saw it as a positive. I saw it in a positive way. I've got such good memories here, and I know the fans, as soon as they feel that there's something good happening here, they will support you. I know that. It kind of goes the other way too, but I don't want to talk about that. I want to look forward." Okay, then, but that's one way of looking at it. So the boys club is adding a new it has a new head man in charge. The boys club is still running the Bruins, are they, Gurk?
Yes, they are, and really, it's not gonna matter. It's not really gonna matter who's gonna be the head coach, because it's not. It really isn't gonna change that. Neely and Sweeney are still running the show. So I until those two are out of the front office, I'm not gonna get my hopes up for anything. So that's all I'm really gonna say.
Mm-hmm. Now then, outside that, like we said, Game 4 of the Stanley Cup Final is Thursday in Sunrise, and like we brought up before, and it's worth repeating. If the Oilers don't put up a fight on Thursday, this series is over. That's all there is to it. They don't put up a fight on Thursday, this series is over.
Hako is going to be going neck deep in the liquor.
All right, but we're gonna go ahead.
He's gonna blow a fucking gasket.
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and
get in your bomb shelter.
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and shift topic, ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies first.
Hold on. It's a 2-for-1. We're gonna start off with the WNBA first.
That's what I said. Ladies first. WNBA.
Yes, because the ladies have been kicking off their season not for a good bit actually, and safe to say, a lot of interesting developments has been going on as of late in the 2025 WNBA season.
Yeah, the season has gotten underway even as we speak. In fact, the Aces have been struggling lately to the point where Aces head coach Becky Hammond is questioning her team's toughness, calling them soft, especially the way how they lost. Especially the way how they lost to Golden State.
The
Saturday.
Valkyries.
Yeah, the newcomers. The newcomers. This is the debut season of the Golden State Valkyrie.
Yeah, the Valkyries defeated the Aces Saturday, 95-68. And
God.
yeah, she was, and Becky Hammond was just questioning the toughness of this team, questioning the heart of this team. Yeesh. I mean, man, that hurts. That's all there is to it. Now, by the way,
we do have some.
Hold on, Jacob. I was gonna say, you take a quick look at the standings real quick. Look at the two teams that's pretty much leading the pack at this point. I mean,
Minnesota and New York.
Yeah, Minnesota and New York. They're the only two teams still standing that have not had taken a bite in the L column.
Nope, no L's for them.
Here's the thing. I mean, first of all, got to be head out to Sabrina Ionescu. I know I butchered her name, but
Ionescu.
Yeah, she's playing very, very well for the Liberty. I mean, they won the championship last year. Now they want to go out and repeat. Yeah,
New York is looking for a three-peat.
Yeah, so they want to go out there and repeat. So
meanwhile, the Wings just suck.
Dallas is 1-9.
Damn.
Yeah.
The Wings,
Yeah.
The Wings. The Wings
their Wings
not
got
had the
clipped.
best. They've been notorious bit. How do I put this? They're pretty much the WNBA's version of
What's the word we're looking for?
like who?
Okay,
The Wizards. They're the version of the They're the women's
Bro,
version.
it's hard.
Well. Okay, that's a good way of putting it. But you know what? Golden State down to 2-game winning streak. This for an expansion team. That's saying something. They're 4-5. So that's saying something. They're doing very, very well, and the fans are supporting this team. So I just want to point out, especially with Toronto and Portland coming next year, because we already know Toronto, they already had their name. The Tempo.
What's the name? What's the name for the new Toronto franchise?
The Tempe, I guess.
Tempo,
yeah.
The Toronto Tempo. I like.
Tempo. Portland is still up in the air. There has been no word from Portland yet, but
I know they're going to be playing at the. I know they're going to be playing at the Rose
Center.
Garden. I know they got
Moda
another
Center.
name.
The Moda Center.
At the Moda Center. Thank you. Thank you.
Now I just want to point this out that so far, the WNBA should wait after Portland, and then after Portland, wait for a couple of years, 4 or 5 years, and then you can expand again.
Right.
So there's no need for you to rush it. There's no need for you to go big all of a sudden. Wait to see the atmosphere after Portland. 4 or 5 years later, then you can expand again. I'm still crossing my fingers and hoping that we see the return of the Houston Comets, but beggars can't be choosers. Now then, let me go ahead and go through the games tonight real quick, because I think there's only 2 of them. Yeah, there's only 2 of them, and both of these.
There's only 2 games. 2 games tonight.
Hold on, Jacob. I said both these games are for the WNBA Commissioner's Cup. First and foremost, over at the Gateway Center in College Park, Georgia, we got the Fever and the Dream. Now, Indiana's doing very, very well.
I know our Hoosier man.
Yeah, I was about to say Indiana's doing very, very well, in spite of Caitlin Clark being out for a little bit. So they're 4-4. So that's good. And
and then later on tonight, in the other half of the Commissioner's Cup matchup, over at the Barclays Center, the Liberty will be playing host to the Chicago Sky.
Ooh, that's gonna be tough for Chicago since they lost Courtney Vandersloot.
First and foremost, Angel Reese, the first WNBA player to hit a 20 rebound streak. That's saying something, but good Lord, Chicago, you got get some more talent to help her. She can't show the low by herself. Come on.
She is freakishly good on defense, but sometimes she does have a breaking streak.
Yeah, our team's struggling right now. That's the worst part.
That is true. All right, we're gonna go from the WNBA to the NBA, and I want to point this out something real quick, because I'm going on a rant here. So please give me the floor. Here's the thing.
Go ahead.
And what we have seen a phenomenal first two games of the NBA Finals between the Thunder and the Pacers. Very good game.
Mm-hmm.
Two very, very good games. And Brody Brazil was bringing this up. What I'm ranting on is not the matchup, because we're getting a good matchup. However, what I am completely disgusted at is the presentation.
Yeah, we can thank Jamal for pointing this out, actually, because we didn't notice. Yeah, we didn't notice this, but yeah, the NBA has decided since that this is not in a big market, that we're not going to give any pomp or pageantry or anything.
Oh well, hold on, Jacob. This is what they did. What they did is that they figured, well, since the court, they didn't put anything on the court.
They just use
a little bit of technology to put different images on the court.
Lazy.
Yeah, I never really understood why sports do.
Especially why NBA sucks. Not the price there.
Yeah, that was the worst. Let me just bring this up. That was the worst Larry O'Brien image that they could find to put on the side of the court between the
they photoshopped it.
Yeah.
Then they decided the next quarter they decided to go with the NBA script sponsored by YouTube TV, final script with the sponsored by YouTube TV instead. But the worst part is we saw it on TV, but the fans at the Paycom Center, they didn't see jack shit.
Nope.
And like I said, here's the thing, because I used to remember, whenever the NBA Finals is around, the two teams that participate in it, the center court would have the Larry O'Brien trophy along with the team logo.
Yeah, they would have the NBA's final logo, or at least back in the day, they would actually have the NBA Finals on the side, on the side corners.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, and yes, I understand your sentiments. My sentiments exactly, Cody.
Yeah, good point.
I think that here's the thing: when the NBA Cup has a better presentation than the NBA Finals, it is deep.
There's a problem. That should speak volume.
Yes,
that's bad. When the NBA, when they decide to put more effort in their presentation for a mid-season tournament than their granddaddy finals, that's wrong.
It's like they're prioritizing this useless in-season tournament rather than the actual tournament that matters.
Man, the NBA's pain.
Nah.
Adam Silver keeps shooting himself in the foot.
You said it, Jacob.
Now, like I said, but we are getting a very good NBA Finals. We are getting a very good
no doubt
NBA
about it. No doubt about it. Pacers
I like it so far. Don't get me wrong. The NBA,
yeah. Hold on. Time out. But there is a section of folks that are not too thrilled about what we're getting.
Mr. NBA? I just wanted to check in on how... God damn it! Yeah. A Thunder Pacers Finals! I can see why you're We set everything up for literally anything but two small market teams in the finals. We did. Yeah. Like, we gave the Lakers fucking Luka. And what happened there, LA?
Father Time, cap space, and the invention of donuts.
Boston was supposed to have Cakewalk 2.0. What's your excuse?
I mean, it's kind of your fault. Uh-oh.
I'm sorry?
You had us go up against New York. What you should have done is mapped it out so that we had to play New York in the conference finals, because then you'd have a big market team in the finals no matter what.
The NBA doesn't make mistakes.
I'm sorry.
Say it.
The NBA
doesn't make mistakes. So now what the hell am I supposed to do with an Oklahoma-Indiana NBA Finals? Market the matchup positively to get viewers more encouraged about small market success as opposed to banking it on large market teams every year? Uh-oh.
Hey, Lakers have a point there. Come on.
Ladies and gentlemen, the British man is here.
Hey.
Our Brit has arrived.
What have I missed? What subjects have you already
Everything.
NBA.
Well, we're on to the NBA, which is 1-1 after, let's just be honest, the Thunder blew game 1 because you cannot let this Pacers team stay around, which they are great at. Pacers got battered in game 2 because pretty much, I think this is, I've said this, I went OKC in 6, I'm still confident on that. But pretty much the Pacers, I'm going to say it to you, and let me be clear. As a player, as a fan, I've grown to hate the guy. But as a a fan of the sport, you've got to respect the guy, Tyrese Halliburton. He's got to do more in Game 3. That was a no-show in Game 2.
Let me also bring this up about Tyrese Halliburton because the Indiana Pacers saying that he is not limited by his leg issues.
Is that so?
Well, that's no excuse then. That's no excuse. He needs to get going in Game 3.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Or at the very least, the rest of your team needs to step up so that he doesn't have to take on that pressure all by himself.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just the Halliburton show.
That's true. They gotta take somebody else to step up because they were thunderstruck Sunday.
They need to. Game 3 for me is a key game because I do see the Thunder stealing one of these in Indiana. Mm-hmm. But if they steal Game 3 and then Game 4 will be all pressure on Indy.
Yeah,
Indy can't put themselves in that spot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think. Let me just bring this up. If they win 2 straight in Indianapolis, this series is over.
Oh, it's done. It's done in 5.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be done in 5.
Yeah. If they win both games in Indianapolis, this series is over.
I wouldn't underestimate the Pacers, honestly. That's coming from me. That he's taking, honestly.
As I remember, we all picked Game 6 for the Thunder.
I went Thunder in 6, and that was me being respectful in a sense of that.
Yeah.
Oh no,
I think I was on the money.
Oh no, I mean a lot of you ate a lot of shit when it came to the Knicks and Pacers series, except for the Brit, who actually had some common sense.
I said it. Knicks blew it in Game 1. I said it, and it came back to haunt us. I'm gutted about it, but I'll be honest. Let me be clear. I think the Knicks would have got a worse hiding off the Thunder than the Pacers are getting. I'm serious. The Thunder are a matchup nightmare for the Knicks. It would have been bad.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, I can do you one favor. You would have did better against the Thunder than the fucking Celtics.
Oh.
Let's not talk about irrelevancy.
Actually, no, we are gonna talk about irrelevancy because that team has been pissing me off.
Well, I can tell who. There it is.
There we go.
233 pointers, and y'all couldn't beat the Knicks. Seriously, and now your team wants to fall off. Hey Weavile, I have some bad news for you. I have some bad news for you, Weavile.
Have you read what Kevin O'Connor said, which is the Celtics are willing to trade anybody, barring Jason Tatum?
Good Lord.
All right, cool. All right, I know what Biont's choosing.
Is their play to just completely demolish their bench and just get Kevin Durant?
All right, Weavile. All right, Weavile, you're gonna have to eat the sins of your team. If the Pacers win this championship, I'm allowing Cody to tag you and talk all the shit he wants.
Hey, Cody can give it me. Credit Pacers to beat my Knicks fair and square.
Oh no, I'm letting him tag Weavile directly and talk all the shit he wants to.
Hey.
That is your punishment for your team being completely incompetent.
People are saying no, Kevin Durant's going to the Spurs, ain't it? That's been the big rumor
We'll
today.
just hold off on that. Let me just bring this up first and foremost. Governor has
Thank
look
you,
of
Bob.
I want to be anywhere else but here.
Oh, trust me, he can't avoid it because the Pacers do win that championship. There is no running he can
What
do.
do we make of the Bucks? You know, saying that there will be no Giannis trade market. He is here to stay. Like,
why are you trying to stay with a mediocre team that will never have any success with you?
Thank you.
Dark Rivers.
Giannis, what are you doing to your career if you stay in Milwaukee this year? What are you doing?
Go somewhere else.
Wait, who is injured? Is out for the rest of the season? I think I forgot his. Oh, Damian Lillard, I think.
Yeah. Damian's not going to be there next season.
That is a big blow.
I'm sorry. If he stays with the Bucks, let me put it to you like this: Detroit's are better than you. The Knicks are better than you. The Pacers are better than you. The Cavs are better than you. Like, that's 4 teams immediately. I don't listen. I won't usually say the Celtics. We don't know what they're going to be like this season with all the off-season moves and Tatum being named.
Yeah, out for the rest of the season.
So that's 4 teams, and maybe if I was reaching, I would say Orlando with another year's of development could be better than you. What the fuck are you doing, Giannis?
Hey, Giannis, an idea. Go to fucking Orlando.
Ooh.
Or this is tough. San Antonio.
I'll be blunt. Even though let me be clear, I want the Knicks to run it back, but I dare anyone with any basketball sense to say if you offer Carl Anthony Towns and Josh Hart for Giannis, there's no New Yorker saying that.
Honestly, that'll be a heavy impact if he goes to New York.
But there ain't no New Yorker saying, we're worse, if you get where I'm coming from. I want New York to run it back next year just with a different coach and some bench. I've said that. But pretty much that would be the saying.
The point of all of this is to say, Giannis, what good is you staying on that Bucks team? What good is that doing for you?
When's he a free agent? When would he be a free agent? Because I know Milwaukee would have to trade him this year. When would he be a free agent?
I forgot about the other one. I was looking at other free agents that got me interested, but
Another question: what about Zion?
His career,
really?
his career is cooked if that lawsuit goes any further than what it is.
That's painful. Yeah.
I mean, what are you offering for Zion right now? A bag of chips?
A bag of chips. A 16-ounce Coke.
He is arguably the biggest. He's arguably the biggest bust in NBA history.
I mean, the Pelicans have stated. I said it to Jacob, and I'm sorry, Jacob. I said it to Jacob when it happened. Us losing that draft lottery to the Pelicans turned out to be a lifesaver for the Knicks.
Y'all got the nuke.
A
damn nuke.
Yeah, I'm about to say, hold on. The big week. He's gonna be a free agent in 2027. And he has a player option for the 27-28 season, which allows him to become a free agent. While he is currently under contract with the Bucks, he has a player option for the 27-28 season. This means that he can choose to become a free agent in the offseason of 2027.
There is no way in hell that he is taking that player option, not to be with the Bucks. Bucks need to trade him this year, otherwise they'll get nothing for him next year. He'll walk.
I don't.
I'd be interested to see.
Hold on, wait a minute. If the Pacers win both games 3 and 4,
that's a big if. They won't win game 5. They will not win game 5 in OKC if OKC's facing elimination. You could wrap it up in 6. You will not win. You will not win game 5.
The only way the Thunder choke 3 games in a row is if they piss all over themselves like idiots.
Which they did in game 1.
This goes to 7.
Don't tell me this might be going to 7.
The pace is going now.
I'll tell you he'll be an interesting one because he's coming off an ACL, but the Pelicans said they're open to trading anyone. What do you think happens with DeAndre Murray when he comes back?
He might have to carry the team because we know Zion can't carry anything.
Yeah.
He can't carry everything, even his own.
All he can carry is a giant spoon for the ice cream he can eat.
Or the allegations he has on his head.
Yeah, he can't carry his own dick, so he can't carry anything.
Here's something interesting.
Wouldn't be the first person in New Orleans to make things tragic.
Yeah,
Oh
here's,
boy.
Oh my god, dude.
here's a quick question. What do we think's going to happen with Trey Young, considering next year is in his player option year? Where will he get
Oh.
traded?
He wants to stick around in Atlanta.
He would.
Atlanta don't.
Or-
Atlanta been saying
or
what
if
do you
he-
do with him though?
Or if he wants to terrorize the Knicks, he could go to Detroit.
He would, because he is the most hateful fucker in the thing. I listen.
You know what?
Listen.
If he goes to Detroit, good luck.
Listen.
Bullshit.
I don't.
Hold on, damn it, let me bring this up, because if he goes to Detroit and he be with Cade Cunningham, that's a threat.
And a healthy Jaden Ivey.
Here's something. Here's something I've seen. Yardbreaker have been saying that the Hawks have spoke with the Sacramento Kings over trading Young.
That's not a bad idea, considering they barely made the play-in. It's not the worst idea. It's just not a good one.
Let me also bring this up. This from the Cleveland Cavaliers. Darius Garland, he had toe surgery, so he's out for about 4 to 5 months.
Ooh, that's not.
Well, I mean, he'll be back for the season.
Yep.
Yeah. He's gonna
he's
take time off on the off season.
Yeah. So
It's the best time to get surgery.
Yeah, it is.
that is true. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, so Game 3 is tomorrow between the Thunder and the Pacers. SGA is having another phenomenal. He pretty much dominated Game 2.
And to all those people who say this finals is not good and they like big market teams, y'all can go kick rocks, because this finals has been fantastic.
Hold on. Let's be more rude about it. If you want the big market teams to make it, how about they play good?
Yeah.
The Knicks had no reason. The Knicks had no reason to shit the bed in 2 games in a row.
I agree.
You have no excuse for that.
Game 1 and 2.
Just like the Boston Celtics had no excuse to shoot 233 pointers and not even make half of them.
I said my point. I've already said my point that the Knicks bottled the series.
If I want to see a big market team deep throat and fail and fall flat on their face, I just watch the Super Bowl.
That's a fair point.
Have we talked football yet, by the way?
Yes, we did.
We already just past it.
What do we all make of the the Packers?
Mr.
Alexander?
Yeah.
He's hurt.
Mm-hmm.
He got hurt. He hasn't played a full season in like 3 years.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see who goes for him, and then. Hold
on. I got a question. Would anyone want to take a chance at him, though?
Someone will.
No.
The Ravens, the Seahawks, as the Brit has indicated himself.
Yeah.
Somebody will.
Someone will. I'm telling you, someone will.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, then a golden opportunity is there if you want it. Like I said, we did bring up about the worst kept secret in football.
I'm looking forward to week 2 of the season.
I'm looking forward to week 1.
No. I'm waiting for when Myles Garrett gets close to him, because we might be seeing a repeat of him playing whack-a-bitch.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to week 2 when Seattle get hands on him.
Yeah, that is true.
That is the Steelers have just signed, in my opinion, the most cut quarterback in football.
Myles Garrett's talking shit on Aaron Rodgers.
It should be very interesting. Either that or Myles Garrett will be the next contestant on Fuck Around. You never know.
To the Pacers.
All right, back to the basketball.
Go ahead, Josh.
To the Pacers and Thunder, put up your best effort, please, so that we can at least see one of you look pretty good, and the other can be a loser. Much like Zion.
Make it an epic series. Make it close. I mean, last night the Stanley Cup took took a bit of a beating because, well, the Oilers got blown out, which sent Hackle up the fucking wall.
They got destroyed.
Yes.
Hold on. Let me bring this up real quick. Cody, if I were you, I'd be more concerned about having Daniel Jones behind center.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got no room to talk on this, Hagen.
You got absolutely no room to
On,
talk.
on football, you do have no room to talk. I'll give you that.
You have no room to talk about QB.
Yeah,
Rogers.
yeah, you got Danny Derps on your under center. What?
He's going to be your starting QB.
Well, that's what you get.
Yeah, I was about to say now, before I unleash our cat, let's hit the soccer world real quick. Because we got sacking.
Oh, we do.
Yep.
Yeah, we do have a sack.
We knew. And honestly, you knew this was coming. Hello, Ange Postecoglou. Well, welcome to the unemployment line. You're the next stop for season 3.
Spurs are Spurs. They sack a manager who actually won them silverware.
Right after they won the Europa League.
This is why they never go forward, and this is why Spurs are Spurs. I'm sorry, I have no. I actually feel bad. Listen, listen. I beat my team because United are shit, but pretty much Spurs are an absolute joke. They are a joke.
Agreed.
This is why they'll have a worse season this upcoming season, even if Thomas Frank gets the job.
Yeah, like the cup is very deceiving. This season there was no redeem for both Spurs and Man U. This season was utter dog shit. I
agree.
Like they kept Spurs kept blowing leads. Ange would not change his style. He had a complete disconnect from the fans. He was just not. It was an utter shit show of a season, and even winning the cup, winning the Europa League was not going to salvage this season for either of them.
Well,
It does not surprise me.
No,
I think Spurs will absolutely suffer for it. I'm very serious on that. I also think with what's going on in the transfer window right now, a lot of question marks, in my opinion, about the transfer window. Because the first summer window just closed. Man City signing Ryan Cherky. Great, you signed a guy who doesn't track back, City.
Let me also bring this. Let me bring this up. Liam, the D-Lap.
I'm happy about that signing.
You're happy about that?
Yeah. What's the point? He's a good player.
He had a pretty good season with Ipswich.
He had a pretty good season with Ipswich, but for me, I didn't want him at United because I'm like, we need a proven striker. I get you had a pretty good season at Ipswich. Bigger fucking can of fish going from Ipswich to Chelsea.
Yeah.
I'm a bit intrigued about that. No, I don't think it's the worst signing of the window, Matt.
What do you think?
The signing which has just been confirmed today. 150 million euros on Florian Wirtz. Liverpool lost the fucking plot. Technically,
I'm
great
questioning
player.
on that.
No.
No, he's a great player, but
no. Here's the thing:
absolutely.
Liverpool with their transfer business has usually been on point these last few years. It's why why they won the league, this past season.
Yeah.
But this signing for me is a big red flag, and hear me out why. Technically speaking, I think Wirtz is a great player. 23, technically assists and all that going forward, yes. He's going to need to be carried by Liverpool's midfield of McAllister, Gravenberch, and Slobosai.
Oh, that's going to be tough, I see.
So let me explain why. The one thing which is a big difference between the Bundesliga and anyone who watches the English Premier League will tell you, physicality. What struggles with physicality in the Bundesliga? He's going to get eaten fucking alive in the Premier League, physicality-wise. And you're spending 150 million euros on that? I think this screams.
Yeah, that's question marks.
It is.
I have question marks. I have questions to the
Understatement,
front
question
office on
marks,
that
in
one.
my opinion. I think it's a massive mistake from Liverpool.
Now let me also bring this up. Hold on, let me also bring this up. We got an issue going on between the MLSPA and the MLS over player compensation for the Club World Cup. So yeah, that's not gonna be.
Oh boy, oh boy.
Yeah, and agreements are not going well. The players want a fair slice of the pie for the participation. I think there's a $1 million prize pool for the Club World Cup or something, and the league wants them to have only about 10 or 20%. This is going to be
point this out.
situation.
I just want to point this out. A strike would kill this league. If they go on strike, that would kill this league.
That's a big ouch.
Oh yeah.
Now, so that's pretty much about.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, let me also bring this up. Portugal defeated Spain in the UEFA Nations League.
Well done to Portugal.
So nicely done.
Another one for the legacy of Ronaldo.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed.
Yep. And we have a few. We have four teams to have qualified for the World Cup in this June window. First of all, we have South Korea, their 11th straight World Cup. And we have two debutants, Uzbekistan and Jordan. They will be in the World Cup.
That is crazy talk. Uzbekistan.
World Cup's next year, and
history made for those two countries.
First time, it's their first time ever.
World Cup next year, as we all know, is in USA,
Canada, and Mexico.
Mexico, depending if the political situation ain't all to shit.
It's completely gone to. We've gone way past that, my man.
No, I know. That's why I'm happy here in the UK.
Yeah.
And just today, Australia picked their spot into the World Cup as well. So, 2-1 win over Saudi Arabia, and
that's good.
Today, so they are through into the World Cup, while a few other teams have to go into the next round for this, which is going to be in October. Which it looks like it'll be in October, the next round of AFC qualifying.
I'll leave y'all be. Have a good night, y'all.
Take care, Nick.
And on that note, ladies and gentlemen,
thanks for coming in.
It's almost time to go ahead and close the shop. So let's go ahead and get to it.
What did we learn on the show tonight, Greg?
That was close. Dadgum Eagle.
The Philadelphia Eagles are going to rock the league again.
We're going to get fucked by Baltimore in week 3.
Yeah.
All right. Aaron Rodgers is a drama whore. That's one.
Ain't that?
That's what we learned tonight.
The Steelers, the Bengals love to trip on themselves when it comes to their defensive players, which that's just kind of funny.
Lamar Jackson. We got the Steelers on our show coming your way.
Lamar Jackson decides he doesn't want to show up to OTAs, which is kind of weird because you would think you want the money, but do you, big dog? The WNBA is beginning to get itself on the foot. Hockey is going crazy, especially with a certain Canadian being very unhappy with his team dukeying the bed in Game 3, which that's tough.
It is.
I'm here. You want the bomb.
And of course the NBA Finals is what did we learn from the NBA Finals? Presentation
We
is
love
everything,
good-
especially except on the courts.
Appreciate good basketball when you have it, because Lord knows the NBA itself does not appreciate good basketball, especially the people who report on the sport.
I also learned that skateboarding. I also learned that skateboarding has been very fun, and Simone Biles has the spine of a paper airplane.
I am not going to entertain that discussion because
let me also go ahead and bring this up because apparently Cody thinks that May has a part-time job here on the show.
Oh, Cody.
Now,
I got
never change, you lovable Hoosier.
Let me go ahead. Let me go ahead and run through some scores real quick before we say our goodbyes. Right now at the 3 innings, Marlins lead the Pirates 2-0. Red Sox lead the Rays 2-0 after 1. In the top of the second, the Nationals are leading the Mets 2-0. We're tied at 1 apiece in Baltimore between the Tigers and the Orioles. That game is in the bottom of the third. Scoreless in the bottom.
How hilarious would that be if Baltimore and Washington beat their respective teams?
Good question. Bottom of the fourth.
I mean, it's about as hilarious as when Baltimore is the reason why the Red Sox are below 500.
I just looked up the Devils on Google, and apparently they have an interest level for Mitch Marner.
Mitch Marner.
Also in the bottom of
wasn't he a
Yes.
Anyway, we're scoreless in the
Brandon could have said he was a condom manufacturer. The fuck?
We're hold on, gentlemen.
Whoa.
We're scoreless in the Battle of Ohio. Going on the top of the third, Phillies are leading the Cubs 2-1, and we got other games coming up later on this evening. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, before we turn this into a sex education class,
thanks, Savage.
I'm sorry. After the piping that I just gave the Celtics, are you surprised?
No, I was talking about. All right. Thanks, man.
It is necessary.
It is Pride. It is Pride Month, so I can do it and be like all homo.
Hey, he's got a point.
I'm going to wrap this up before they yank us off the air. First and foremost, if you like what you see, please subscribe to this channel while we're still up. Like this video, share this video. And when you do subscribe to this channel, please hit the bell so that you will know whenever we stream. I want to thank Hit Kid, want to thank Jamal, want to thank Gurk, want to thank Matt, want to thank everybody for joining us here on our podcast this evening. Getting ourselves ready for the upcoming for the NBA Finals. Game 3 is tomorrow. We got Game 4 of the Stanley Cup Final on Thursday. It's gonna be high and intense. I just hope that the NBA does a better job with that presentation.
Well, they better hope so on tomorrow, because if not, well, safe to say the backlash will be much.
Well, I'm not going to be surprised here because I got my popcorn ready for this.
Yes. They must say, man, this is gonna be the year for us to be lazy. So
lazy.
Bum ass NBA.
Yeah. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we thank you so much for joining us here this evening. With that in mind, go ahead and take us home, Jacob.
Yes.
Well, before he does, NBA being lazy, it's much like CM Punk taking blood money from Saudi.
Whoa!
Now you can do it. Now you can do it.
Yeah. Hold on, Jacob. Just want to point this out. You can hear that being discussed on the Adam Jackpot show.
Yeah, you can check that out on the 4-Post Massacre podcast over on their channel and on Podbean. So
Adam Jackpot, baby. Oh wait.
Yeah. Anyways.
Wait a minute.
Yeah. Anyways, let's wrap this up with a crazy ass vote, shall we? Yeah, 178 episodes of this understand. Yeah, we're still rocking and rolling. I don't know how, but I guess the YouTube guys keep glossing over us like they do with everything else. But yeah, we're now getting halfway through the month. We're about to hit that. We're about in the second week of the month of June, and already the sports world is starting to throw more curveballs than what's going on in the Diamond. Of course, the Stanley Cup Finals is being kookier than ever with some. We're about to get ready for game four of that this Thursday, and of course, the NBA Finals is about to heat up as well tomorrow night. Let's see if Indiana can bounce back, and get the series really interesting at the field house. And of course, the NFL, they decided to step up a gear in the offseason with their shenanigans, and something tells me this is just the tip of this crazy ass iceberg. and of course, the offseason, and of course, we don't forget about the other stuff as well across this big ass sports world. And we won't stop it; they won't stop either. So trust me when I say this, you don't want to miss out. And if you like what you saw from episode 178, do us all a favor and like this video and share it across all social media platforms. That being, of course, Facebook, Twitter, and Blue Sky. We don't touch Instagram and TikTok for two reasons. One, Instagram is too toxic even for us, and TikTok is well TikTok. And if you like what you saw, then please do us all a favor and subscribe to the VW Sports Podcast channel. And you want to be notified when we go live, which is every Tuesday, 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific on our YouTube channel. Then do us all a favor and hit the bell.
I'm late.
Thank you.
Yeah, Jose, come on.
You'll be notified when we go live and on the air with. But until then, we need to go get ready for more of the madness. That is, of course, the NBA and NHL Finals. And, of course, we got to go see what's going on in the MLB world and across all sports world as well. So until then, for my boys, Jamal, Hit King, and Guruk, and Matt, for my executive producer, Jose, and my boys, Carter and Brandon, this is JB. We are signing off. We will see you guys next week for episode 179 on the VW Sports Podcast. Until then, y'all stay safe, and y'all have yourselves a good night, everybody.
Bye, boy.
Bye.
Stop it.
Yeah.
Bye, boy.
Bye, boy. That's the fourth your best.
Brandon likes evil. Evil.